Hi everyone. So yesterday I decided that I wanted to make a journal card notebook, and I was working on these small cards, and then I thought it would probably be better if we used the 4x6 format that we did with the index cards. So I cut up a whole bunch of 6x4 papers. I'll just explain what kind of papers I have in here. I thought it would be interesting to put in different textures, different things. So this one, I've already done some watercolor on the background and then drew some succulents and then just colored in the succulents for different colors. And then on the back, I'm just going to draw some lines. And I'm going to link Donna's video because she's the one who taught me or showed me this on one of her videos. It was just a short but very effective. I thought that was just genius. So then if you didn't want to use index cards that have lines on them, you could just put lines on them yourself. Now I need a thicker piece of paper to do this. Well, this will do. It's not very pretty, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be. So what I'm going to do, since this doesn't matter which direction we do this, I will grab my ink. Now, if you have different colors of ink, you could switch it up that way. I'm just gonna use what I have here. So basically what she did was she inked up a thick card and then laid it down. And it'd be better to start at the bottom so you can kind of space them evenly. And too, it helps if your ink pad is kind of juicy for this. Might not get it perfectly straight. It depends on how skilled you are at that type of thing and how straight your paper is. Mine's been used, so it's kind of warped. Alright, like I said, I'm going to link Donna's video so you can see how she did hers. And so there is one journal card, pretty much complete to what I want to do with them. One of the things I want to do with them. Also, I thought it would be nice if they were all corner rounded. So I don't need to show you this every time I do this. And then I thought it would be nice if it was edged with a little bit of ink as well. So I'm not going to do lots, just a little to see that there's something there that there wasn't there before. Now you don't have to do watercolor. This is just another way to add interest, because I thought it would be nice if I put a journal card notebook inside the journal that we're making. Some will have bits of verses on them, and some of them will just be for writing, but then they can take that journal notebook apart when the person gets it, who it's intended for, and then they can put those cards in various places inside the journal, or totally remove them and use them in a different place altogether. So I just thought this was a really good idea. So yes, I'm going to add some of the ones that we worked on together the other day, just for, again, variety. Rather than putting in a plain index card, I thought I'd put in one that we already worked on. So, okay, so watercolor paper, some cardstock that's got like coffee stains. I tried bubbles. Just plain cardstock. A lot of things, digitals, that didn't work out very well on my printer. I'm going to put some of those in here. I think that'll be nice when it's finished. Some fancy parchment paper. This is not the kind from the kitchen. This is a special package I ordered on Amazon. It has no coating on it. So when you want to print on parchment paper, you have to have a special kind. I'll show you. It's this one that I got from Amazon. It works really well. They're 38 by 8.5 by 11 sheets, and they call it natural. Just take this out so you can see better, hopefully. Parchment paper, acid and lignin free, high gloss, that's what I was looking for. HYGLOSS products. So if you're looking for parchment paper that you can actually craft with, and this will respond to glue and tape, so it's actually perfect for what we use it for in the crafting world. I was getting so frustrated trying to use regular parchment paper. I took some scrapbook pages that I didn't think I was going to use, but they're pretty. So I thought this would be a good way to use those, just because, I mean, I like pretty stuff, and normally I wouldn't want to cut these up for myself, but now that I'm putting them in a journal and it's going to be pretty for somebody else, yeah, there's that. So, and some thicker paper, graph paper. Alright, so I'm going to do some watercoloring on these and then let them dry and then draw on them. You don't have to, but it's nice. Or you could just do some watercoloring, like a picture or something. I like to give different backgrounds. Sometimes I like to just spray. I'm really liking green these days. I don't know what that's about. Kind of like a little green to make things pop. And then maybe like a mustard yellow for a background. Just kind of put it on there. Don't worry too much about what it's gonna look like. You could get fancy, but you don't have to. That's the beauty of watercolor. It's amazing how good it looks with even minimal effort. And if I can, I might come back after and Add some more green or some splatter. That might work better. Hang on. That might work out better. And of course I don't have any backdrop protection for my desk. It's a little brighter than I wanted, but I'm gonna go with it. Okay, I don't want to do, oops, too much, but there we go. That will do. So I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to color on it or draw on it and see what happens later. So they're dry, a little bit warped, but I think they will flatten out later on once they're in the journal, because it'll be you know, the weight of the other papers will press on them. So I'm just writing a little bit, and then I'm gonna draw. Alright, so I had to trade in my favorite pen for this ultra fine point Sharpie, because with watercolor paper it was just a little too bumpy. I did manage to get the words in there, but it didn't really want to draw nicely. Even this one is kind of giving me some issues, but it just kind of adds to the peculiar look of watercolor paper, I guess. So just a scattering of leaves on this one. Some people really appreciate handmade things, others not so much. But then I think that's why we do the journaling, is because we do appreciate when someone goes to the trouble of making something. And hopefully that's the kind of person that will end up with the journal. Okay, so I'm going to call that one finished, and I'll work on the other one. Alright, so I have decorated all my cards, and I'm getting ready to put the booklets together. So I didn't put lines on all of them, just many of them. I put at least something on each one, whether it was a sticker or wrote something. Some stickers I made. All things are possible with God. You can write on the back. Pray nonstop. Some word strips that I made. Love always wins. Be happy. This one has just a flower. You are loved. Abide in Christ. That's a border that I made. Smile, a sticker that I made. Another sticker that I made. Another sticker, the Lord is my light and my salvation. God is love. That was a die cut. I just wrote on it. And another sticker. So I'm getting ready to put this together. So I'm going to flip this upside down. And I'm going to put some some holes at the top. Because this is going to be intended for it to be taken apart, I'm not going to put reinforcements. So something like that. And then I'm just going to take the page behind. Just keep lining them up, trying to get them roughly in the same spot. It's not going to be 100%, but that's okay. I think it's important to always put something of yourself, especially in something like a handmade journal that you know, it shouldn't just be something that you assemble, but something you put part of yourself into. Alright, so I'll do the rest of these and then I will come back and assemble it. Alright, so I have put holes in all of them, and while doing so I kind of need to straighten out so I can get the closure in. I'm just taking a paintbrush with a small thin handle and just lining up the holes. Okay, so then what I decided to do was to use jute rope. And I don't really like how thick it is, so I'm just gonna separate . And I have about 20 inches. You could probably get away with less, but I want a bit of a bow. So then I'm just gonna feed that through the holes. There we go. Okay, so that's one hole. You could also use any kind of ribbon that you'd like. Just have to keep the size of the holes in mind. Alright, so tie a bow. So that's something else that they can open. And then you can just take out one piece at a time that you want to write on. Made another one. This one's very similar. It might be hard to see, but I use the same idea, stickers and borders. This one I used verse strips on the side. A couple of those. His grace is sufficient for me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. some favorites. So that is about the end of the project, except for I'd like to show you how it fits in with our last page. I mean, there's so much room in our journals. There's lots of room where these journal cards could end up. But here, you could just take one out. I meant the whole package. The whole package could be put in here. And I have about, what is it? I had more than a dozen. I think I had a dozen and a half, almost 20 of them in there. 20 cards. And some of them were a little on the thick side. So if you did them a little thinner, you'd have more room in there. But still, I think 20's lots. And this notebook could be a standalone project as well. But there, that made quite a big dent in our journal right there. And a standalone project, meaning you could easily just make this the gift. And it wouldn't have to be journal cards. They could use them. I mean, if you put more scripture or something, you know, written on here, then they could be more meditation cards or, you know, encouragement that way rather than strictly journaling. So just some more ideas, and hope you found that beneficial or helpful or encouraging. If so, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.